Hello, and welcome to Group 1's presentation on how plant growth regulators, or PGRs, work and how they might be able to benefit your golf course. The most common PGRs in Canada are Primomax and T-Nex, which contain a chemical called trinexapac ethyl that slows the gibberellic acid hormone in turf. This will promote secondary growth, creating a more dense and consistent playing surface, as well as it provides a more true roll. It will also slow primary growth, meaning there will be less drastic difference in the length of the leaf between the morning right after you mow and later in the afternoon. On your greens, it is common to have inconsistencies resulting in patches with faster growth rates due to shade, watering, or high traffic from golfers. In the best growing conditions, these patches can grow at different rates, forming bumps by the afternoon. This makes PGRs a great practice for hot summer months to assure your evening members are able to enjoy the highest quality of play possible without the need of a second mow in the afternoon. Some courses will also use these regulators on fairways, tee boxes, and roughs. With applications in these areas, we can cut down our mowing frequency to reduce costs on labor, fuel, and mower servicing that we will provide more detail on later.
Plant growth regulators are used to reduce top growth of the turf and keep it at a relatively consistent height all day long, reduce the need to mow as frequently, and reduce the amount of clippings produced. PGRs keep up consistent quality of greens and overall health throughout the whole day, including the evening during the hotter months of summer. They stay consistent because there is a vast reduction of grass clippings produced, which gives the turf a better quality of cut, reduces the stress of the turf, and keeps green speeds consistent while also providing a more true ball roll. Using plant growth regulators on fairways will help with consistency throughout the day, but it also can have some positive effects on costs of labor. Fairways take up about 29% of the golf course, and since they take up so much space, it takes a while to mow. Spraying PGRs on the fairways, they are able to reduce a few days of mowing, which results in possible reductions of hours of wage, fuel costs, and wear and tear on machines. This will be explained more in detail further in the presentation. When applying plant growth regulators to your greens, top dressing intervals can be spaced out longer as there is less top growth of turf to dilute the sand, so when applying top dressing it would be effective for a longer period of time. Therefore, you would not need to be using as much sand to smooth out your greens and reduce thatch. You may find that you are able to reduce your irrigation rates when PGRs are used since the plant won't be growing as much, meaning it doesn't need that extra water to stay healthy. This answer would vary depending on the rate at which you are applying the PGR. You should apply plant growth regulators a minimum of 3 hours before rain or watering because you want them to soak into the turf and not wash away.
Regardless of how effective a product is, its success is attributed to marketing and image. These two traits are the deciding factors of perceived value. PGRs are very expensive, so they require intensive marketing to justify their cost to the consumer. Few people want to step foot into the mire that is the gritty details of these products. I believe the biggest potential cost savings in regard to PGRs are in low traffic, large areas. Rough area of a golf course is hard to calculate, so we will focus instead on fairway use. We explore the numbers behind the proclaimed cost savings of using PGRs on fairways for 1 to 3 months. This is what we found. For the purposes of this presentation, we calculated the total area of fairways on a local but average size golf course. The fairway area was approximately 98,000 meters squared. Following the manufacturer recommended application rate to Poa pratensis, 8 milliliters per 100 meters squared, we calculated we would need just under 8 liters. This product is sold in 3.78 liter jugs at approximately $1,100 per jug. Approximate product cost for one application per month is $2,200.83. But don't run away yet. There are more factors to consider than price. We next took the average speed, width of cut, and fuel economy of a Toro 5010 mower, fairway mower, combine that with the labor costs associated with mowing fairways 7 days a week with 2 mowers. This comes to about $8,400 per month with fuel included in that number. Please note maintenance savings from using the mowers less was not factored into this number and will further influence savings. A study conducted in California with this particular PGR found the number of mowing days could be decreased after application by 20 to 30%. We performed the math for that reduction too, and we found the total monthly cost with reduced mowing days would be down to $5,200. If we add the projected cost of the product itself on top of that, we get the graph above. Pros: reduced wear and tear on machines, less hours equals less maintenance. Freedom to allocate low-skill labor to other often neglected tasks on the course. Net savings in mowing expenses, albeit slight. Water savings, more valuable to courses located without their own water supply. Potential for small crews on weekends due to not cutting fairways. Further incentive for courses to upgrade spraying equipment, which can also be used for fertilizer, fungicide, and herbicide uses. Cons: extra costs and maintenance associated with spraying equipment. Potential of paying higher wages to those employees applying product. Somewhat tight margin of error for turf damage. Care must be taken when applying to ensure the turf is healthy and strong prior to applying. The Californian study also noted a smell issue, having complaints from nearby residents. There's also a potential for turf to become resistant after a few applications, requiring more product for the same effect.
Before deciding on growth regulators, there's some things you should consider. Firstly, what are your goals in using this regulator? Is it to lower your costs, lower your maintenance? It's something you need to research and decide. Are you in an area where the climate would support the use of a growth regulator? Warmer climates would have a longer growing season versus colder climates. In our local area, our growing season is fairly short. A PGR may not be that suitable. Be careful when looking at costs. The employee that applies a product will most likely have a higher wage than the employee that's cutting the grass. Do you have the required equipment to spray the product efficiently or correctly? You may need to purchase specialized equipment. Are there any special maintenance procedures required with this product? Improper use could severely damage your grass. The cost to fix the damage could be more than what you would have spent on cutting the grass alone.
Turf quality. PGRs help with trueness of ball roll, along with the quality of cut. PGRs help to enhance the color of turf along with making turf healthier and denser. They can also be used on rough and fairways to help minimize the amount of cutting needed to be done. Application. When applying PGRs, there's some do's and don'ts that you should follow. Some do's. Always follow the label, as this is where you will find the applicable application rate and where to use it. Grass should be in an optimum condition before applying PGRs. Avoid applications to grass with signs of insect infestations or diseases. Wait to apply until after the grass has recovered from the winter. Apply after weed controls. Allow 3 hours before rain or irrigation. Apply evenly. Monitor and adjust irrigation as PGR treated plants require less water. Ensure equipment is properly maintained, as plugged sprayer tips will cause uneven applications. And be sure to review the material safety data sheet and use the correct PPE when applying. Some don'ts. Do not apply to dormant plants. Don't apply during high wind or rain. Avoid scalped grass with insufficient leaf tissue for absorption, and do not mow for at least 3 days after your application.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you learned something about the benefits of PGRs. Every course will have their own reasons to invest in regulators, and we hope you can now understand the values they hold based on different variables represented in this video. Now is the time to direct any further questions about PGRs to the 5 handsome gentlemen in front of you.